Hello everybody, Matthew Armstrong here on day 28 of this 100-day challenge to create financial freedom. If you've been with us from day 1, video 1, all the way up to now, video 28, and watched every single video sequentially, then your life will be transforming right now. And I actually wanted to send my appreciation out to you for watching every single video and having that commitment. I want to commend you for doing that, for having the commitment to doing that, and having the just doing whatever it takes, you know, and having that desire for yourself to want something better in your life and to want to learn and grow and become more, magnify your true self. If you haven't watched all the videos, then make sure you do that. You know, click on this link right here, go back, watch video 1 and watch all the videos, and your life will transform. It's only day 28, we're still in early days. Wait till we start getting into 70, 80, 90, up to 100 videos, and you've watched every single video every single day. I guarantee you look back on those 100 days before, you'll be very, very different. You'll be very, very different in mind, body and spirit, and in your outer environment as well. So I want to talk about transformation in this video because that's what I'm all about. I love seeing people transform their lives, as I have transformed my life many times over and continue to transform my life. I love doing it. I love learning and growing. It's just so juicy to me. I love it, you know. I love to learn and grow. When I do that, I feel fulfillment. You know, progress brings fulfillment for me. When I'm making progress, I feel fulfilled. When I'm making progress, I feel much happier. When I don't make progress, then I don't. And to make progress, I have to be productive and do something. And to make real progress, I generally have to step outside my comfort zone a little bit and do things that I haven't done before to make that progress. So maybe that can be a reflection to your own life of, you know, what's going on in your life. You know, are you making progress? Are you doing things every day that's going to make you that progress in your life? And, you know, are you doing things that really fulfill you? Are you being productive? You know, do you need to sort out your day and your life that you can be more productive? That you're not just living a groundhog day. Yeah, so a few things to think about, right? You know, just reflect on yourself and look around you and look at your life, look at your daily life and see what you're doing and see where you're not doing, see where you're falling down and see where you're doing great. Do more of the things that are great and do less of the things that make you fall down. What I did want to talk to you about and relay is a story about myself, because, you know, I have a belief that anyone can transform. I got out of the place of judgment where I judge people of that person may do it or may not. You know, I believe everyone can absolutely transform. Sometimes I have to catch myself, you know, going into a place of judgment. But generally, I've installed a belief now, and not just a belief, but an understanding, a deeper understanding of human potential. And I absolutely believe, I know in every cell of my body, anyone can transform. You can transform your life in an instant. It can happen in an instant, and I believe in you. So I want to talk about a story. At one time, I didn't believe in myself as a speaker. I didn't have good communication skills. I was closed down, actually. I was pretty closed down. When I spoke, I wasn't actually able to use my hands. When I spoke, I couldn't use hand gestures for some reason, you know. I'd see black people do it. I'm like, wow, that looks really cool, the way, you know, black people use a lot of hand gestures. I just literally couldn't do it. It felt like I was tied up or something. So, you know, when I was younger, I was quite closed down. It took a while to kind of get the freedom going, you know. But anyway, I wanted to be a great speaker. I wanted to be a great communicator. I wanted to, you know, get a message across. I had a lot of stuff inside me that I wanted to get out, and I just didn't know how to do it, you know. And so I thought, yeah, I want to be a great speaker. And I went and I saw, went to seminars and things. I saw great speakers. And then I got to a stage where I thought, okay, well, maybe I need to go to a speaking seminar specifically to learn how to speak. Because I didn't believe I had good communication skills. But what actually took me to that step was I was at a seminar, and we had to it was like a breakout session. We had to get into a group, and we had to talk about, you know, what we're kind of maybe not so good at and what we need to improve on. And I was in the group and I was talking away, and I said, yeah, my communication skills are terrible, and, you know, blah, 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 blah. And everyone was like, what are you on about? You've just been speaking to us for the last 5 minutes, and you spoke to us really clearly, and you communicated everything perfectly. What do you mean your communication skills aren't good? And suddenly I went, huh, well, maybe not then. And just by them saying that, it installed some belief in myself. I got a reference that I was actually a good communicator, I was a good speaker. And it gave me a little bit more belief that, oh, maybe I could actually do this. So that made me actually take the next step and actually do a speaker's course, because I thought, okay, well, I need to learn this then, because the distance between where I was and where the people that got up on stage and spoke and inspired audiences and transformed lives, there was a huge gap there. You know, I was the sort of person I didn't like speaking to people on the phone for more than a minute. You know, that was too long. You know, to get up in front of people and speak for like 30 minutes, an hour, a whole day, that seemed like just, you know, light years away. So I went about and I went to a speaker's course. It was a 3-day speaker's course. I actually had to travel halfway around the world to go to it. You know, that's how dedicated and determined I was to realize my desires, to manifest my dreams. I flew halfway around the world to do a 3-day speaker course with one of the top leaders in the personal development field. I don't want to mention his name. He's a very well-known guy. Very well-known, not everyone knows him, but he's very well-known in personal development. Phenomenal speaker. He was holding a speaker's course. A great guy, I really liked him, but he had a limiting belief, and here's what it was. At the course, I felt like I was completely out of my depth. Completely out of my depth. There was all these other people there that, it was a small course, only 20 odd people on it, but pretty much everybody else were already at a level where they were professionally speaking, or they were trainers in this or coaches in that, and had their own thing going and were already very successful at it. There's a lot of people like that, and I was stepping in there and I felt like I was out of my depth. I felt inferior. I was feeling insecure. Being around people who were you know, doing things at a higher level, things I wanted to do, but they were just doing it at a much higher level. So and we had to get up on stage and we had to speak, and it was really tough. It was really tough. So halfway through the course, I was feeling like, oh, I'm totally out of my depth here. I shouldn't have even come here. What was I thinking of, and things like that. So I went to the guy who was running the course, and because what I needed some reassurance. I needed someone else to believe in me at the time, you know. And so I went to him and I said, look, hey, I'm just feeling like I'm just totally out of my depth here. I'm thinking about quitting the course. You know, I think maybe I just go, okay, throw the towel in, this isn't for me, and just head home or something. Because I don't think I'm really maybe cut out for this, or at this level anyway. I said, what do you think, you know? And he said, no, keep doing the course, you're going to get so much out of it. He says, but yeah, you're probably right, you're probably never going to be a speaker. He says, I think you'd make a good coach. He says, I think you'd make a good coach, maybe a trainer for small groups, but probably not a speaker. And that was his limiting belief. His limiting belief, he was looking at the results I was producing there and then. He had no idea of the potential that I had inside, and what could actually spark that off. And that's the same with me, with you, with everybody. We've all got this pure potentiality, and it just needs a spark, just to let that flame go and transform. You know, it's like the butterfly and the caterpillar. You look at the caterpillar, you go, how the hell is that caterpillar ever going to turn into that butterfly and fly around and do all that cool stuff? You know, it just doesn't look like it's possible, right? It just doesn't look like it's possible. But of course it does. It goes through a process and it transforms into a butterfly. And every single one of us, we have that. So for a while I believed that guy. I walked away with, okay, well, he's the master. He's the guy in the know. He's the top dude that trains people in this. You know, this is his thing, and he's telling me that I'm not okay. He must be right. He's the authority. Can you imagine on the flip if he actually said to me, you're full of it. He says you're going to be the best speaker out of anyone here. He says you just got to realize it. Imagine you said that to me. But anyway, that's besides the point. So a few months later, I was actually asked to go and speak somewhere. And so I went and I got up on stage. I was really nervous actually, and I gave a 1 hour and a half talk, and it went really well. And afterwards, one of the guys who was another guy who was pretty high up in the personal development industry, he came up to me and he says, "You're going to be a world-class speaker one day." I was like, "Really?" So suddenly I got this my perception started to balance. Because from the first guy that said it, my perception was like this here of myself. Then this guy said the opposite. "You're going to be a world-class speaker one day." I went like this here. I went, okay. That's all it can take, you know. So you've got to be careful what you say to people. You've got to be very careful what you say to people. Because it can shift their identity just like that. It can shift their lives. So you can transform, whatever it is. You can transform. You have that pure potentiality. That's why I say be your potential, you know. That's why I call my business Be Your Potential, because your potential is there. Just be it. Be potential. It's that place of purity of heart. And when you get to that place of purity of heart, you come from your heart, because that was the journey I had to make. That's where I was before. I was up in my head. The journey I had to make was from my head to my heart, and then live from my heart. And that the heart energy is so much more powerful than the head energy. So as soon as I did that, then I could see that, God, the world is my oyster, and it's amazing what can be achieved. So never judge anyone. Never judge anyone from who you think they are or where they've been. It's where they're going. It's where their vision is. You know, so where's your vision? That's what we're going to look at here. If you have a vision, then you have that potentiality will start to flame up and spark it and move towards that vision. And that's what I see with Empower Network now, you know, because I remember going to a Tony Robbins seminar back in 2005 or something, and see Tony on stage and 10,000 people there. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. People's lives are transforming all around me, and it's just him up on stage. He's leading this mass transformation of minds and bodies and souls. And I thought I'd love to do that one day, you know, to be at that level. But I thought, wow, that's maybe a few lifetimes away. As the sort of person at that stage, I was afraid to kind of raise my hand to ask a question, you know. But now I can see it very, very close. I can see within this next year, 18 months, I can see me standing up on stage in front of 10,000 people at an Empower Network event. Because of the results that I've got and the people I've helped get those results as well, I can see myself in an Empower Network event speaking to 10,000 plus people. The event coming up in Denver now, there's going to be 7,000 people there. So last event in Chicago that I was at, 5,000 people. So I reckon probably the next couple of events, we're going to be looking at 10,000 people. And I know I'm going to produce the results in Empower Network because I'm so passionate about it, I love it. And I know where it's going. And because of that, I can see 10,000 people being there. And I can see myself being asked to stand up on stage and speak and help inspire others. I can see that happening. I know it's going to happen. So the guy that said, no, you're not going to be a speaker, he's going to be eating his words in about 18 months from now when I speak to about 10,000 people plus. So that's what I wanted to say. Transform your life. You can transform your life. I believe in you. I absolutely believe in you because I understand the power that is in with every single human heart. And it's just tapping into that, finding out what your deepest heartfelt desires are and burning through all the obstacles. Laser focus, bending the universe. Like the kid in the Matrix bending the spoon, right? Bending the universe, creating that for your life. Do it now.